Hello, everyone, and welcome to to Saves vs. Death, the TTRPG actual play channel, right here on Twitch or YouTube and podcast if you listen later in the week. Tonight, I review Indie Bandits, a Cyberpunk Red ELO campaign that also takes place in the same timeline universe as our Saturday game, Shades of Scarlet. So we will see some, hopefully, consistencies between the two stories. Before I get into the game tonight and the recap and everything, I have like a metric buttload of announcements to get through, so I apologize in advance. I will do my best to get through them as quickly as possible. First, there is a new shiny on Patreon. A few days ago, I released a homebrew for Never Have I Ever in the Time of the Red, so you too can play Never Have I Ever with your characters. There are notes about lying, bluffing, getting drunk, as well as tips on alternative methods if drinking or gambling are not something that you can safely have at your table. The homebrew is completely free and available for download at patreon.com/savesversdeath. So go check that out. If you want to see kind of the thing in action, it is still up as a VOD here on Twitch and will be on our YouTube on Tuesday. Everybody just flickered, and I don't know why. I'm gonna go with it. There's a storm in my area. If the stream cuts out...
You're cutting.
Am I cutting in and out? Everything is refreshing.
You were, but now you're okay-ish.
Okay.
You're good.
If the stream dies, I lost power. That probably should have been the first announcement. But yeah, you can check that out on YouTube on Tuesday. As for other Patreon stuff, tomorrow... Was that me? Or did I...
No, Zelda just left. He was done with her shit.
Okay, I thought that was like on my end. Like this
when you dropped out, you never came back for me, so I figured I'd just refresh real quick.
Thank you.
I will always come back for you.
Okay, Monday, Patreon, if you are a paying member and supporting of the channel, we're trying to add more content, and we are releasing Shades of Scarlet character kind of backstory introductions. So Deeps, our beloved water-based netrunner, Waterborne, one of those, Shark Boy, his introduction.
The contrast to Lava Girl.
Will be released tomorrow, and on Patreon. Also tomorrow on YouTube, if you missed our Call of Cthulhu Gold Rush one shot, that releases on there. Yes. Okay. Cool. Also, June is here, and with it, we are bringing you guys the 6th June Charity 2024, raising funds for the Trevor Project. You can see our little bar above. For those of you who might not know, the Trevor Project is a leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to the LGBTQ+ community. They offer support through free and confidential lifelines, online chats, text messaging, and other website resources. Their mission is to end suicide among LGBTQ+ young people. You can find out more about them by heading to thetrevorproject.org, or someone will put the, I think it's Bang Donate in the chat, and that will give you...
It was just in chat, but do you want me to put it back up?
If it just popped up, cool, go Nightbot. Well timed. Or you can check the link in the video or podcast description below. During the month, we will have a bunch of giveaways, thanks in large part to the generosity of Our Telsorian Games. So thank you to the company for being absolutely amazing and wonderful. We also... Oh yes, so in order to enter most of them, every $10 donation will get you an entry into the current or next giveaway, as well as an entry into the large giveaway at the end of the month, which has been donated by Blank Impatient Zero, who are donating 2 copies of the soon-to-be-released Edgerunner's Mission Kit. So you will get, for every $10 donation, you get 1 into whatever the next giveaway is, and into that larger pot. We have a social media giveaway on Blue Sky right now. If you're looking for a PDF copy of the Cyberpunk Red core rulebook, you can go and follow Saves vs. Death on Blue Sky. Follow us, like, share the post. And on Wednesday will be our first streamed giveaway as Blank takes over Night City Sofa to lead us through the new DLC Hot Pursuit, and we'll be giving away a copy of Black Crow. So if you donate tonight or between now and the end of the stream, you will have a chance to win a PDF copy of Black Crow, which would be really awesome. And then on Friday, you can catch a Magical Girl one-shot led by our very own Games, where we'll be giving away a copy of Danger Gal Dossier PDF. And they're playing Glance, which is created by the ever-talented James Hutt over at James Hutt Games. So, lots of things. Guys, we have so many things happening this month. That's just week 1. But if you have any questions, follow us, join our Discord, follow us on social media. Your answers will be there. Or ask in chat. We'll do our best to respond. And with that mostly out of the way, I'm Jesper, or Jess, and I have the privilege of being the game master for this campaign. You can find me on Blue Sky, Instagram, Discord, YouTube. I'm somewhere. Don't expect a lot from me this month. And if you do, small words, short sentences. And with me are my wonderful cast of players.
I'm a wonderful cast of characters. Hi, I'm Games End. You can't find me. I'm much like Waldo, so good luck. Good hunting. Though I do typically play on everything that we do here on the channel, though there are a couple of one-shots I am not part of this time, so there's that. In this game, I play Benjamin Featherbottom, and I play Damien Copperpot, and both are out of their depths, is a nice way to say it.
Hi, I'm Zelbin. You can find me mostly here around Saves vs. Death, although I will be posting more stuff on my Twitter at Bandit Zelbin here soon. I play Dahlia in the game, who's a shy girl who's really starting to come out of her shell truly now and making some new friends and playing some games along the way. And one of these games she's playing as Frederick Heartstrings, the boisterous elf who's always out to have a good time and maybe woo a few damsels on the way.
Hi, I'm Minke. You can find me here with Saves vs. Death. I play Silo in Meat Space, who is moody, rash, and headstrong, but she has a big heart for her friends and family. And in ELO, she plays Keys, who is also very similar and possibly a little bit nicer. Maybe foreshadowing, I don't know. Just a little bit nicer. It depends on the day.
Unfortunately, we are down one Arendil tonight. Just life scheduling conflicts. You are missed, and hopefully we will see you next week, my dear. And okay, with that, previously on Indie Bandits, our bands are resting after the street encounter and spending some time in ELO. After a quick horse race, most of the group headed to Lady LeFou's to assist her with the banquet of the year, getting invitations out to some of her special guests and helping them dress for the party. You guys helped with some decorations and last-minute party planning, and once everything was in place, you were able to enjoy the evening where Frederick spent a good amount of time with Lady Amaranth, and Damien sweet-talked Carrie through their characters and spent an evening dancing. Lady LeFou asked everyone to gather together in the courtyard for a speech she had prepared, but arrived significantly late, and when she did appear on the balcony, she toppled over the rail and fell onto the ground below. The guards immediately rushed to her side, and after a quick inspection, declared her dead and have locked down the estate. And that is where we will pick up the game. and that's where we will.
Well, this is an unfortunate series of events.
It's quite. Well, I mean, surely this had to have been one of the other guests. I'm gonna look around. How many other guests are there?
From what you can see, almost everyone, which is a few dozen people.
We need to make sure no one tampers with the body.
I'll distract the guard while you investigate the body and try to find a cause of death.
Chadwick, would you like to stand guard over it with me? Or not with me, but as I search the body?
Chadwick has AFK above their head.
That... What did you do? I'm gonna turn to Benjamin.
It wasn't me. In open group chat, I am going to send a message like, hey, we're trying to solve a murder. Show back up. What are you doing? Which, Keys, you would get that message as well.
And if I recall, Damien and Carrie are on the bed in Meat Space.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. If you, took off your headset for even a brief second, you notice Carrie has fallen asleep.
No, I don't, though.
She was content on your shoulder while you guys were dancing, and has just fallen asleep. That's what I'm going to go with, so that I don't have to play a character that's not here.
Good call.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna sigh. Well, we can't do this alone. We gotta call in the big guns.
Who are you thinking?
We're still saying this in open chat. I don't know. Whoever could help us in such a dire situation.
Yeah. We need a hero.
A hero amongst heroes.
You're muted.
Yeah, I was
think.
like, I can't hear you.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna jump on my horse and get over there real fast and be like, I'm on my way!
Speaking of Min-Kay, because your character was training their horse while this whole first part was happening, can you roll me animal handling, please?
Uh, 16.
16? Okay. You can add 16 points of progression to whatever skill you were training on your horse.
Sweet. Okay. So I show up and I'm like, what is this murder you speak of? And big
You're
guns I have.
stopped at the entrance of the manor by two guards in white suits with Lady LeFou's crest on them. They're like, halt, sorry. There's been an incident inside. We're not letting anyone through at this time.
I'm here to investigate said incident. I'm a hero.
Hero.
I like that you guys use this as though it's some general term that will get you through anything.
We are the hero.
But it
to be
will.
fair.
What do you mean?
Let me double check something. And he enters the structure. The other guard stands in the middle of the two doors and disappears for a moment. Meanwhile, while Keys is currently out front, what are you guys doing?
I'm going to... Is there a guard over the body?
There are 3.
I am going to approach them.
One steps forward. They've cleared kind of like an area around it. They don't want anybody tampering with the body. So he approaches you.
Wise.
I have
I'm sorry, please
information
stand
that
back.
could be... Of course, but I have information that could be important.
All right.
We can't speak here. It's not safe. And I'm worried for my life. Perhaps the other guards should come with you.
There are more guards inside, but I do want to take your concerns. I do take them very seriously. Yes, we can speak inside, please. And he ushers you in.
I'm gonna type in chat. I was only able to pull one, sorry.
As you're being led inside, Zelbin, what is Frederick doing?
Frederick's going to not go directly to the bodies, but go to like the guard that turns to face him next.
Okay.
And they go, you may not know this, but we were guests, esteemed guests of the lady, and we'd like to help in whichever way possible. We realize that some people here bear the resentment, but being as how we've only met the lady today, we can assure you we are impartial. As a matter of fact, we have a friend coming from outside to serve as someone completely, unknowing to the guests of all. We're sure that their outside, unbastardized view of the situation is going to prove invaluable.
And by we, you mean, and he looks around because you're just on your own. There's just guests
I
behind
turn to,
you.
look at Benjamin, and I'm like, and then I look down at the chat, and I'm like, oh. Well, it seems as if he's conversing with another one of your guards. Surely about the situation.
Alright, well, stand over... Just stand here. Don't move just yet. Just... hold on.
When you're done, a simple debriefing of what you found. Stabbing,
Just
bludgeoning,
wait a moment, please,
arrowing,
sir. We will...
javelining.
Drawn and quartering.
As Frederick is making this list of just how did this
Various
lady
deaths.
get murdered, Keys, the doors open. The grand doors open to the manor, and along with the guard who had originally gone inside, you also see another sharp-looking elf dressed in a black butler's suit, who greets you. Guys are partied, so there's some fun video gamey thing I'm gonna do here where I don't have to go into like super nitty-gritty of trying to get this character into this house.
We appreciate it.
Yes. I am Wadsworth. Please, come with me. We were expecting you earlier.
Thank you, sir.
And Wadsworth.
Flippity clop on in with my horse.
The horse would despawn at, like, the steps.
Damn it! Can I roll for athletics to land like a badass when my horse despawns?
Yeah.
The horse is part of the investigation.
I rolled a 10. Yes, I was a badass. What am I? Athletics? Is that what I said? Is that okay with you?
Yeah.
29.
29. The horse vanishes. You land like a badass. And the two guards, who are the only ones who see this, standing outside the door, do give you a small bit of applause as they close the doors behind you.
Thank you. See you later.
Wadsworth leads you through this little foyer sections, very lavishly decorated, and into the hall where you can see a grand staircase leading upstairs. At which point, the guard with Benjamin is being brought down the hall, and Wadsworth goes, I will take Sir Benjamin with me. Yes, and where is Sir Frederick?
I believe in the other room.
We have many rooms. I'm going to need you to be a tad more specific.
Where the murder occurred. Yes, outside.
can you please bring Sir Frederick inside? He was the gentleman dancing with most of the night with Lady Amaranth. Thank you. And Wadsworth escorts you into the first sitting room that most of you would know. Keys, this is your first time. There are a plethora of different types of chairs, sofas, couches, all with sides or end tables nearby, with drinks, little finger foods. Even for you, Benjamin, and you would have had time to notice this at the party, there are more drinks than when you first arrived. Like, people were able to move about the manor freely. So you'll see more than was originally. Frederick, you are eventually interrupted in this long spiel of possible how to murder a person. Yeah.
Pinnings.
Excuse me, Sir Frederick.
Oh, yes.
If you could come with me, Wadsworth has requested your attendance.
Well, if there's anyone who knows what's going on, it's him. And I turn away from the guard, who's probably definitely ignoring me.
He's just kind of like, okay, well, I keep... And he would have just kept going, I can't give you any information at this time, sir. I can't give you any information at this time. Just kind of like an NPC on loop. Like, doesn't have any other scripted dialogue.
Was she defenestrated? Was she degloved?
Cannot give you any information at this time, sir. You're brought into the room as well. The guard departs. The doors are closed by Wadsworth. Thank you all so much for being here. Chadwick would have been brought in as well, even though they're kind of AFK. Like, a guard leads them in and sits them on a chair. Thank you all so much for being here. Lady LeFou did have a few enemies, but as you are completely new and could not know her, it's very unlikely it was you. Most of the guests were outside in the courtyard at the time, we believe, although there were a handful of her more, shall we say, special guests that were in the manor, and it would mean a lot to me, and I'm sure the lady would agree with my decision to have you investigate this matter, if that would be all right. We would...
Absolutely. I have a question for
I'm
you,
sure
Jess.
you have many. Hopefully you have many, more than one. I do not know who it was.
Where were you? Were you inside?
Yes.
Okay.
I was inside. I was carrying a tray of drinks from the kitchen to the courtyard. I was trying to look for any last minute guests because we noticed not everybody was out there. And the lady, of course, was delayed, which was quite odd. But she does like to make a grand entrance, so she might have just been waiting for them. Hard to say. Of course, well, now we know that's not why.
Jess, can I, when we buy outfits for our characters,
Yeah.
do we have to go to an actual shop, or can we, like, buy stuff in a screen? Because I want to get like a Sherlock Holmes outfit for Keys.
In the market.
You
Yeah,
have to go to like the player trading market, which is a window you can open.
Yes, I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna look for at least like a hat, maybe a cigar.
Pipe.
Pipe, yes, pipe. Thank you.
Okay. I love this so much. The coat, I'm gonna give you a little detective's coat, is 200 gold.
Okay.
The pipe is 200 gold. The detective's hat is 500 gold.
That's where they get ya. It's the rare drop.
I'm gonna do it. I will
So
buy all
900.
3.
In total, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna buy that real quick while he's talking and then equip it.
Yeah,
Wadsworth,
absolutely. Yes.
I suppose you know the entire guest list, yes?
I do.
Would you have a copy of it?
Yes, I can get that for you.
Appreciate it.
My man.
Also, do we have an idea of the cause of death?
The guards are examining the body, but I was going to have it brought into her chambers if you would like to examine it. It should be done soon, if not already.
We would. We'd also like to examine the balcony.
Yes, of course. If you have no questions for me here, I'll bring you to the balcony straight away.
Yes. The balcony.
Straight away.
Yes. He opens the door and leads you up to the balcony. Can I have everybody make a perception check for me?
Absolutely.
I'm glad you've asked.
Aw. I rolled a 1.
Aw, so disappointed. So disappointed. I got an 18.
18's good. All right.
And you're disappointed by that number? I've also gotten an 18.
Right.
This is why I wonder.
Keys.
I got a 4.
Okay.
Silo's distracted by her new outfit and forgot to pay attention.
Too busy puffing on the pipe and making sure that it looks accurate to pay attention. Okay. Well, just so I have your perceptions for as you're moving about and looking at things. You are led to the you're led up the grand staircase. Wadsworth does inform you no one other than myself or the lady's personal guards, if they were attending to her, of course the lady herself, was allowed upstairs during the time of the event. The entirety of the event. And you
I
would
like
have
this
noticed
story.
like 2 guards like at the base of the steps, just that would have prevented anything. As you get to the top, there is a door that's slightly ajar. You can see guards moving about inside. Likely that's Lady LeFou's chamber. And you go the other way out to the balcony, which is above the ballroom and overlooks the courtyard. There's still all the guests down there that you saw before. I will say, let me take a quick peek here. You know, I'm going to have you roll a different perception check for this, for Benjamin and Frederick only. Actually, sorry.
Well,
Frederick only. No, you asked, Ben. Sorry, go ahead.
can I re-roll it now that you've
No.
said no and then said it to
No.
do it again? 12.
12.
Alright. 17.
17. 17's not bad. You're not entirely sure, Frederick. Ben, you have no idea. It's a throng of people. There's a lot of people down here. Great spot to make a speech. That much you know. Frederick, you're not positive, but you're now kind of certain, especially from up here, and how stunning certain people look, that at least Lady Amaranth wasn't in the crowd the first time you looked by. She's there now.
I'll need to ask her about that.
And you're almost certain that there's others too that in that first kind of look of like who's here weren't there in that first sweep.
I'm gonna kneel down to the ground and like kind of look at it and then like turn back up to Wadsworth. How long would you say you've been in the lady's employ?
since longer than I care to mention, since I was a young lad. Many.
And can you tell me why so many people hate her?
Oh, well, I'm not one for idle gossip. Probably best you ask others. There are rumors abound.
I just am thinking the keeper of the house who was in charge of this party betrayed her. Are the
My
guards
lady?
to be trusted?
You think I did this?
I'm just asking, are the employees impeachable?
Yes. We would be out of a job if
Well,
not,
if other-
and the lady let us do pretty much anything we wanted. She was very relaxed, very fun to be around, very pleasant.
Forgive me.
Anything past this is going to be...
You are out of a job now, though.
Well, until her estate is finalized. Not yet. And I am happy to do this for her. I want her killer brought to justice, whoever it may be.
How far of a fall would you say this is?
Given that you've given him, like, you're asking Wadsworth?
Yeah.
Given that you've just been like, I don't trust you, he's not getting close to that railing. I'd say 1 story of the manor, high, a little bit more, plus a railing. Inches a little closer to the doors.
He saw through my plan. Thank you.
What was your plan?
Were you really going to murder me?
No, I just needed to know you were innocent.
I'm starting to question the lady's judgment. Maybe you are the murderer. Maybe I should call the guards.
Perhaps.
No, don't call the guard. She's just dumb.
Well, if you'd like to relieve all suspicion of yourself, much time hasn't passed, you could turn out your pockets.
You are free to frisk me as you will. Not him. One of you two.
Next to the railing. I kid.
Y'all are rude.
The lady can frisk me. I trust her so far.
Okay,
Suspicious.
I'm gonna frisk him.
Sure, you look through his pockets. He's got, like, some, like, dirty used napkins that, you know, probably were just left and he threw them in his pocket and, like, his next pass to a trash can sort of thing. He certainly has, like, a key, like a master key on a ring. Probably, and he'll tell you too, all the rooms in the house. As the head of staff and head butler, I have access to everywhere. But other than that, he doesn't have anything on him.
Suspicious.
Well, you know, it would be wise to keep a weapon on yourself in case you get attacked. There is a killer about.
Yes.
We have guards for that, and no one has ever
How
done
did that work
something
for the
like this
lady?
before. We are not in the miasma. We are in the Autumn Palace. It is a very safe city, normally.
I'm gonna hand him a dagger. Keep this to you. Stay safe.
What are you trying to do to this poor NPC?
Keep him alive!
Yeah,
Yes.
we're worried about his future.
No, like, so I know what to make you roll for this. Are you trying to intimidate? Are you, like,
No!
what are you actually trying to do?
I mean, at first, Benjamin was, I think, very suspicious, but now we're just, you know, on board for making this guy live.
Well, it sounds shifty as fuck to him, so, like...
You don't want to hold this dagger that's obviously not going to get you in trouble at all?
That may be a murder weapon that you're trying to plant onto me? What, like, what?
No, of course not.
Thank you, but I will trust the guards. And he steps back and does not take the dagger.
Interesting. You're not afraid of the murderer. Perhaps that means you are the murderer. Anyway,
Okay.
we gather together the
I
most
don't
likely.
trust you.
It's a good thought.
You could be the
Noted.
murderer and trying to give the murder weapon to me.
Was she
We're-
stabbed?
Let's find out. And he brings you guys down the hallway to the next room,
We
opens the door. It's like, how did she die? Gods, watch that man, specifically. You guys are, of course, free to inspect the body as your own, but one of the guards does say it appears she suffered a blow to the back of her head. That...
Ah, so not a piercing wound.
No.
Hmm.
And Wadsworth looks to you and goes, let me see that dagger again.
I hand him the dagger.
He looks at the handle, like the hilt, examines it for
Yeah.
blood, hides it in the light. Hasn't been cleaned, very common. Oh, right, not the murder weapon. You can have this back. Actually, no,
No,
we'll keep it.
keep it.
Yes.
Yes, keep it.
Yes. No. Wait. He went
just
yes
want
with the
that dagger
point
at
to,
you?
like, prove his point, and then was like, oh god, no, wait, that looks really bad.
Well, we have a problem. Assuming traumatic head wound caused her to fall, yes? And no one but her and the guards were up on the balcony.
There were no guards up here, there were just a couple stationed at the bottom of the stairs.
But you said no one was up there.
No one's allowed up
No
there.
one-
No one's allowed
Allowed.
upstairs except for Lady LeFou, myself, or the
Yes.
guards accompanying Lady LeFou.
Are these stairs the only way upstairs?
Yes.
There's no dumbbell pulley system?
No.
Perhaps with a Kamigawa grappling hook, somebody could have scaled up there.
A balcony that maybe someone could have climbed from the outside.
Are there
I
any
mean, there is
lattices?
the balcony. We could go check the balcony around it and see if someone climbed from the outside.
By all
But they'd
means,
have to go to the courtyard to get up there.
please go explore.
I'm gonna go look off the side of the balcony, see if there's any lattice or something of that sort.
I'm gonna
Someone could
look from the
climb
bottom
down.
side, so that way me and Keys have different angles for where we're looking.
So you're going downstairs and outside?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Benjamin, what are you doing
I'm-
as they look at the balcony?
I'm going to fully examine the body to make sure that there are no fibers.
Okay. Okay. Um,
I'm looking for forensics.
sure. Understood. Perfect. Give me conceal reveal. Keys and Frederick, as you guys make your way to like the balcony and then to the courtyard below, looking up at the balcony, there is no lattice on the outside of the manor.
If there was grapple hook, are there any scratches up there, Keys? Maybe where someone has perhaps used the grapple hook?
I will take a look.
Okay.
Do I need to roll anything?
Yes, I'm gonna have you reroll perception for the specific investigation. As
Don't
opposed to
roll a
using
one.
Your general perception that you used before.
13?
13? Sure. You take your time to look around the balcony. You don't see any scratch marks or anything that would denote a grappling hook or an arrow with rope attached to it or any sort of climbing apparatus was attached to this balcony.
So
I
it's
think this
seeming
one-
more...
Go ahead.
Oh no, go.
I think this one's a dead end.
Yes. It
It
does
looks
seem
like-
like it's kind of an inside job at this point. As much as we hate to admit it, maybe someone does have an in with the guards.
Games, what did you roll
And-
for? Sorry.
Conceal reveal. I got a 23.
A 23. Okay, that's really good. So with the 23, as you're looking for fibers along or amongst the clothing, you notice, I will say, some skin follicles, some skin under the fingernails, as though she had scratched the attacker at
Defensive.
one point. Yeah, defensive wounds. As for like fabrics of anything, you do find, I will say you find short brown hair, a strand of long black hair, red fabric, and thread, as well as green.
I'm going to write all of that down in group chat.
Long black hair, short brown hair, red fabric and green fabric.
Yeah.
The red's from red and green fabric, yeah.
Is Wadsworth still with me?
Is Wadsworth still with you? No, but he's close by. He's out in the hallway, talking to one of the guards. You can overhear him. He's not being so quiet that you can't, especially given the fact that you're on, like, the second floor. And he's, just tell the guests to stay calm, make sure they have drinks, everyone's in the courtyard until, they have been cleared of anything, and find out, the guards at the bottom of the stairs, what they saw, I don't know, in the last 15 minutes. So, the guard leaves.
I am going to approach him.
Yeah. Yes.
When was the last time you saw her alive, for sure?
Sometime in the evening she was talking to Professor Mulberry in the library, I believe.
As it occurs, sometime in the evening is not very precise for somebody that has such a particular job as yours. Also, you gave qualifying statements, which typically only guilty people do. But take me to Mulberry, please.
It was 8:50 p.m. in the library. Are you happy now?
Not until you've brought me Mulberry, but yes.
Lady Mulberry, all guests have been relegated to the courtyard with me.
Perhaps you should be interviewed independently.
That would be up to the investigator. He walks with you. As you're walking, I will say, because you're not really focused on anything else other than fuck you, Wadsworth, who you have pissed off by being rude and implying that he killed this woman who's taken care of him since he was like a teenager. You do notice, because your original like overall perception, a few drops of blood on the floor and on the carpet of the stairs heading downstairs.
Can I follow them?
Sure, if you follow them on the second floor, they go out to the balcony.
I meant the other
If you
direction.
follow them, just to double check, I'm just gonna say, you double check the one way, it goes out to the balcony, it doesn't go anywhere else. You go back down the stairs, and around the hallway, and it seems to stop in like the middle of the hallway on the western side. But it's not in front of any doors, it's not in front of any windows. Judging by the wound in her head when you did examine the body, if she had placed like her hand there to try to stop it or was staggering, you're not sure where she would have started before the blood would have actually started to drip. But you could safely assume that it was done inside the manor, not outside.
Okay, I'm gonna take an object out of my inventory and place it at the end of the blood trail, and then go find my cohorts.
What item are you taking out of your inventory?
Looking.
If only you had a bushel of carrots, you could leave carrots everywhere. But alas, you
Right.
gave those away.
I am going to place down... I have such weird things.
I know you do. I know.
I'm gonna place down my inkwell there
Okay.
at the end of the trail.
Okay. Wadsworth is waiting for you at the doors. Oh, you would have seen Keys. Sorry, you would have seen Keys on the balcony, because Keys was on the balcony.
I'm headed back to Keys.
No, Keys is on the second floor balcony. The blood trail is downstairs. Frederick is downstairs outside. And he's trying to lead you to Professor Mulberry that you asked him to, who is also downstairs outside. So where are you going? But Keys could have joined you when you were upstairs. I forgot, that's me, my brain.
I'm gonna go look for Keys, if she is not with me.
Did you follow Benjamin Keys when he was looking at this blood trail?
Sure. I would, the balcony was a dead end, so, you know, I was following Benjamin with my, what's it called?
Pipe?
My pipe.
Perhaps we should reconvene and then talk to Mulberry.
Sure. Try not to be so rude.
I know, but it's just so much fun.
Are you playing the bad cop?
Yeah.
I'm gonna check on some of the other guests. It doesn't seem like quite all of them were there to begin with when we first arrived back.
Professor Mulberry is there at the edge of the crowd. And
I'm
you
gonna
see,
approach Mulberry.
a woman whose hair is dark raven colored that is pulled up into bun. It has a bunch of white flowers. If I recall, Aaron had braided white flowers into Professor Mulberry's hair. Wearing a very gorgeous plum colored gown.
Her hair is raven? Would you say that's black?
I would say that's
Yeah.
black, yeah. But you approach Mulberry. She's on the edge. There's a bunch of guests around her.
Lady Mulberry, I don't think we've had
Professor.
the pleasure.
I'm just
Professor.
I'm just a
Sorry.
professor. Yeah.
Oh, what are you a professor of?
Oh, various historical accounts here in the Elflands. I have a museum of historical antiquities and languages over, not in the Waterbrook district, just next to the Waterbrook district.
So, a professor of linguistics or history?
Yes.
And where did you matriculate?
A professor of linguistics and history, yes.
Tell us about the interaction that you had with Lady LeFou
The
just
interaction?
before her death. Yes.
Interaction. I mean, I did have a conversation with her, if that's what you're talking about.
Yes.
Oh, Lady LeFou has been a patron of the the museum for the library for quite some time. She donates many a book, and so I was noticing in my records and scrolls that I was in need of some literature on Port Treasure in a. She gives you a time period that Jess is not going to remember, so I'm not going to say it during this time period. And to see if she had any additional books in her collection that she might be able to donate or locate in Purview.
So you came to her with a handout. How did she respond?
As I said, Lady LeFou has always been very generous regarding the...
I did not ask about your history.
Well, she responded well. She was...
Oh,
said
she has something
looked
she'll give you?
To it. Not tonight, because it's a party, but yes.
And at what time did you leave her?
Oh, it was shortly after 9 o'clock because I remember the clock in the library chiming.
Are you right or left-handed?
Oh, I'm ambidextrous. It's a very rare quality. Did you know that? Although you can learn it if you spend enough time studying.
Yes. Interesting.
While Benjamin's asking her questions, I'm gonna look around and see if anybody else has a purple clothes on.
I believe Lady Amaranth has purple flowers. Questioningly looks at Zelbin. That is correct, is it not?
Yes.
Help me out, guys. So there is a remind me what she's wearing and how her hair is done up.
She's wearing a green opaque dress robe with her hair done up in a hair clip, a golden hair clip.
What color is her hair?
And she has her hair is, I think, brown.
Red.
Red? Oh boy.
And yes, the green dress has purple flowers. 36
purple
petals? Is
flowers
that it? 36
embroidered
petals?
on them. Yeah.
On them, yep. You would also notice a I mean, there's a couple guests who are also wearing purple dresses, nothing, super ornate or flashy, but they're wearing purple dresses or a purple button-up shirt. A couple may have like purple flowers on, their clothing. One gentleman seems to be mostly kind of like a teal color, but with like flecks of blue and purple, and green and gold.
And mauve and
No.
ochre.
No ochre.
So you would say that you come from an affluent family then?
Oh, no. We're pretty, my family was pretty, middle class.
Interesting, and you were able to become a professor?
Yes. With, a lot of hard work and dedication.
Sure, I believe that. When did you come to this town and open the museum?
Well, I was born in the Autumn Palace. I
Sure.
did not, open the museum. I
Have you ever bludgeoned somebody?
I'm sorry?
Bludgeoned somebody, have you done it?
No. Is that how
Interesting.
Is that how she died?
It is not. It's just a question I had for you.
That seems
Thank
like
you.
a very aggressive question.
It does, doesn't it? I walk away.
Somewhere, Chadwick is screaming in a nightmare or dream, "Leave Professor Mulberry alone!" Is anyone else standing with Professor Mulberry? Okay. Whisper
I was
start
standing there,
moving
but I was just.
through the crowd.
I'm gonna attempt to find Lady Amaranth.
With your passive 18, mosquito or something, sorry. With your passive 18, it doesn't take you too long to find her. She is quite stunning and stands out. I think I got it, sorry. Through the
For
crowd, but she
our
is...
podcast listeners, Jess just pounced on it like a cat would as it landed on her desk.
She is towards the back of the crowd, the back of the courtyard, sitting on a white birch bench with, I don't know, blue floofy pillows. Don't ask me to remember this because I won't.
Alright. White birch bench with blue fluffy pillows. Gonna go up to her, kind of look around and make sure no one's within earshot, and be like,
I am.
There are tons of people within earshot.
alright.
I mean, if you
I'm
whisper,
gonna be
you'll
like-
be fine, like if you drop it just for like a quiet conversation, but they've essentially funneled all the guests into this back courtyard area, and these guests were originally like back here and mulling about within the manor all evening. So it's
Alright.
a lot of people.
I'm listening through chat. But I'm gonna keep my distance. I don't know this lady.
Alright. Going to talk to Lady Amaranth. Whisper to her so none of the other guests around over here be like, you gotta tell me you didn't do this. There is a little bit of evidence supporting that it was you.
Oh my dear, I absolutely did not do this.
No. I wouldn't blame you if you did. I'm on your side. I'll help you get away with this, but you gotta come clean with me.
Oh, you are such a sweet young man. What am I supposed to have done?
Alright. That really helps. Keep that in mind. Have you placed any objects that may be used for bludgeoning anywhere that I could possibly plant on someone else?
Bludgeoning? Is that how she died?
Not saying anything, but I'm just saying that if you had touched anything that could be used for that, I will move that for you.
I was talking in the manor. There are various rooms that might have my fingerprints. I don't know. I don't remember.
Did you
I was
touch
with you
anything in
most
this
of
room
the
that I need to be
evening.
aware of? I know, and that's why I'm trying to help you. So help me help you. What is a room that I could look in? What room did you go in?
Oh, well, let me think. Sorry, give just like a real quick moment as she double checks.
Oh, you're fine.
something.
I'm sure you really did not expect this angle.
No, you're good. I just want to double check something. It's possible. I may have come in contact with one of the candlesticks in the dining room and possibly a wrench in the kitchen.
Two things. Oh my. Alright.
A candlestick and where?
A wrench in the kitchen.
Alright.
Well, they were knocked over and on the floor. I just picked them up and put them on a surface. It's no
As
one
you
trip.
would.
Of course.
Of course. You're a tidy lady and no one can fault you for that.
Ask her what time. I say that in chat.
I realize he's listening to me, and I go, shit.
/ mute.
Forgot this was a party line. Damn it.
What time was this at, would you say? Other guests have came in contact. If we could pin this to maybe a little earlier in the evening, if suspicion does somehow fall to it.
It's about, shortly after 10 now, probably close to 9:45.
Alright, well, we got some work to do. You stay here, keep your head low, mingle with some other guests, and draw attention to yourself like you were before. You don't want to try to blend in now.
Do you think I really could in this beautiful outfit? Frederick, darling.
I check it over for any tears or blood.
Give me a... Ooh. I think it's gonna be... tears or blood. That's just based on sight. Probably perception, but it is going to be a significantly... a hard DC.
Alright. Then I'm doubting a 15 hits it.
You don't see any blood. I will say you would notice... No, with a 15... Nope. You don't see anything. She looks immaculate.
Alright, look her over and I go, alright, just make sure you stay good. I'm gonna take care of something real quick. And I'm gonna dash off.
Okay. While Frederick was having that conversation... Actually, Frederick, were you having that conversation while Benjamin was interviewing Mulberry, or was that after? Were you there for Mulberry's inquisition?
I was not there for Mulberry's inquisition.
Okay.
It wasn't an inquisition.
So he's going to say you probably didn't get all of that conversation because you were listening to his questioning, and listening to 2 lines of questioning is difficult, so you got bits of, like, both, but not the full thing.
Okay.
So Frederick dashes off. You guys have just finished questioning Professor Mulberry.
Having a polite conversation.
Would you bludgeon someone? When did you move here?
I'm gonna look to see if I can find General Dijon.
Yes, easily spotted.
Yeah. I would like to approach him.
You do so.
Might I have a word with you in the estuary?
Of course. I do. Well, I know everything is not alright, but however I may be of assistance.
Of course. I'm gonna walk with him.
He follows.
Okay.
Wherever you
So it
stop, you
seems-
stop.
Yeah. I'm gonna go into the hallway where the blood trail ends,
Okay.
and into the first room on my right-hand side from the end of the blood trail.
Okay, so you would head... into the dining room.
It seems that Lady LeFou was poisoned,
Oh,
though there are reports that she had argued with you before that.
do you...
Can you tell me what the argument was about?
Can you tell me if what food was poisoned, so I may know if I am also afflicted, and whoever else may be?
I believe it was a drink that she was given that was poisoned. A brandy wine.
Very well. I was not having an argument with Lady LeFou.
I must have misheard then.
You must have. I know people are prone to gossip about our working relationship, but we have since overcome our grievances, and I know she wishes nothing but the best for me.
Right. And you've been pretty well in sight all night because you were so exquisitely dressed.
Yes.
But I was told by a guard that you were speaking to her at one point. Can you tell me about that conversation?
She was simply asking me how my duties at the military were going.
That seems pretty mundane.
Yes.
With your history, that is all that was discussed.
Yes.
Interesting. Well, stay safe, don't drink any brandy wine, and don't tell anyone that she's been poisoned.
Very well. He kind of, clicks his heels and shifts his posture a bit and goes to depart the room. And I will say, with your passive 18 perception, I'm just going to go with what you guys rolled originally, you do notice, kind of admire his ensemble that you put together. His cane, your cane sword, is not on him.
Okay. That son of a bitch.
He definitely had it when he arrived at the party.
Right.
And you do remember that the head of that sword being the head of a cane. Great bludgeoning weapon.
It is. I am going to message in chat.
Sorry, while you're having that conversation with the general, before you message the other two,
Yeah.
What are the other two doing?
I'm gonna go to the library
Okay.
and have a look around.
Okay.
I'm going to grab a nearby cloth. Just any regular cloth that isn't mine.
Okay. And
And then I'm gonna go up to our dear sweet Professor Mulberry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to go up and start talking to him and be like, oh, and start adjusting their hair. And in one hand have the cloth, and I'm gonna catch glitter in it.
Okay.
As I'm adjusting their hair and be like, oh, sorry, your hair was just a smidge out of place. You have a wonderful night.
Yes, thank you. You as well.
And then I'm gonna go back up to the balcony
Okay.
where the lady was, and I'm going to spread that glitter that I've gathered around the balcony area in the upstairs.
Okay. Okay. So you're currently sprinkling glitter. Keys, what are you looking for in the library?
Just for anything to look amiss. Shuffled.
Give me a conceal reveal.
$12.
12. Okay.
Man, I really wasted that first 10 on
You were so
looking
excited.
cool.
But man, you just mounted that horse like a boss. Everything in the library seems to be in place. Everything looks intact. There doesn't seem to be anything amiss.
Okay.
At which point, Benjamin sends a group message.
Have we found anything out?
There were
Nothing
some things
yet.
out of place. I don't know how much I would have heard. I'll say I heard the wrench in the kitchen, but not the candle, because I actually didn't hear that part. I heard a candlestick, and that's it. I didn't hear where it was. So there was a wrench out of place in the kitchen, but that wasn't found till about 10 p.m.
Oh yes. One of the others did mention that. We should go check that out.
Yes. Perhaps.
Is there something you've discovered?
There's a blood trail leading to the hallway that just kind of dead ends, and I need to relook at the wound.
Maybe I can find something with this blood trail. I'll head down to where the blood trail is.
Also, because you got the same perception that Benjamin did, only this time you're not distracted by grappling hooks and rushing downstairs to, like, see things with keys or plant glitter on a balcony. As you're leaving, you're like, oh, there's supposed to be a blood trail on the floor. You do quite easily see it from the balcony all the way down the stairs and into the hall. It kind of stops in between the dining room, kind of in between the dining room, the kitchen, and the ballroom.
I'm gonna, like, take a sly glance over in the dining room as I'm kind of, like, looking in the area at the candlesticks.
You see
Do they seem like they're up in proper place?
They seem, yeah, they seem up and in their proper place. There's, like, 3 on the large table. There's a couple on some side tables. They look in the right spot.
Alright, at least those are put up. Although... Alright. I'm gonna go in and examine them.
In the dining room.
Oh, shoot. Benjamin's right there. You know what? I'll do it in front of Benjamin. I'll start examining the candlesticks and the candelabras. Like, they did say a blunt object. Do you think it could be one of these?
No. And I leave the room.
I shrug and I continue examining.
Sure. Give me, because this is a new, give me a new perception check.
It's a little bit better. 16.
16. Okay. You look at them. You do notice that one of them in the middle of the table, the candlestick in the candelabra, is broken, as though it had, like, fallen over, and someone just put it back and, like, adjusted the candle, and it's like, as long as no one touches this, no one will know the candle got broken, kind of deal. But you don't see any, taking your time going through all of the room. The 16, you don't see any blood.
Alright. I'm going to take one of the candlesticks that wasn't used, take the good candlestick from that, and put it in the candle, or the one in the table, trade them out, and then take the candlestick that's a little bit smaller, hide it in my inventory, and go find
It's not
the
so much
body.
that it's not so much that it's smaller. It's like it cracked, but it didn't break in half. So someone just, like, you know when you're a kid and you break something and you can just put it back together, and you put it together exactly right. No one looks real hard; they won't see the crack. That's what they did. So it's the same height as the others. It doesn't look like it's used, but because of your 16, you saw the crack of, like, oh, this one's broken.
Alright.
You
I
can
still
still
want to, like,
take it if you would like. That's fine.
yeah. Still like to take the one that's broken.
Okay, so you replace it with one of the ones nearby.
Yeah.
Okay. So now that candelabra has no candle in it.
Alright, and then I'll take that candelabra too.
The one that had the broken candle in it, or the empty, the
new
now
one.
empty candelabra?
Yeah, the now empty one.
Okay, sure.
And now I need to get back to the body and get some blood on it.
Games you're going, Benjamin's going upstairs?
Yeah, I'm going back to the body.
Okay. Frederick will be on your heels. Keys, you found nothing in the library. Where are you headed next?
Is Colonel Mustard still around?
The general is out in the courtyard. He's returned to the courtyard and is mingling with people.
I'm gonna go talk to him.
Okay. Games. Can you remind everyone what the general is wearing?
He is wearing a leather boots with gold inlay in them. His military dress uniform. He has large silver pauldrons that are very linear and clean looking, that have gold epaulets at the ends of them that show his rank. Below that, he is wearing a long cape that seems to give him more height because of the pinstripes, and it is held together with a gold chain that is clasped with a leaf clasp, also gold. I believe that's all he's wearing.
That's right.
Okay, I'm gonna go find him in the courtyard.
Yep, you find him, you approach him.
I'm just gonna watch him for a minute, because I'm not sure how I want to approach this. Do I want to approach him as an investigator or as Keys? You know what I'm saying?
He is talking, he seems to be muttering something in hushed tones, shaking his head, and then he seems to be moving through the crowd, possibly questioning people himself.
Okay. I'm gonna go introduce myself. Hello. Private investigator Keys. On the scene.
General John Dijon.
A pleasure. I bow or whatever they do.
You bow?
I heard you had a conversation with the lady recently. Can you tell me about what time this conversation went down?
What did Jess say earlier? 10-ish?
You didn't give me a time for their
I
conversation.
didn't give you a time for their conversation. We'll say 10:15. 10:15.
That's when he talked to LeFou?
Mm-hmm.
What time did she die? I'm sorry, I must have missed that part.
Oh no, wait, she died at 10-ish. Right? That's what I said?
He talked to her after her death.
No.
He's a necromancer.
I thought for some reason 10 was like the safe spot, but it's not. 10 was when she died, so it would have been 9:15. Apologies.
Okay. Did you notice Lady acting strange in any way?
Not at all. She seemed her usual vibrant self.
Okay. Did you notice anyone else acting strange around her?
No, I cannot say that I have.
Mhm.
Keys, even at your 4, you notice that the crowd, as you were questioning him in the middle of the courtyard with all these guests, are like pressing up against you, trying to listen into this conversation.
And I'm gonna be like, does anyone else have anything to add? Y'all being rude as hell.
They stand up and like turn their back, but they don't move.
Yeah, it's real sneaky of you. Thank you. And so I'm gonna tilt my hat. I'll see you around.
Take care, investigator. Keys.
9:15, huh? I'm gonna share that information with my friends.
Okay.
I guess I'll go meet them in the wherever they would be about this time.
Hanging around bodies.
Follow the blue dot. You can tell that they're upstairs. Benjamin, you get there first. What is it you wanted to examine?
First, who is watching the body?
There is a guard outside the door. The door.
Pardon me, I didn't get your name.
Jeff.
God, Jeff. Pleasure to meet you. I have a question.
Yeah.
I asked Wadsworth for a guest list so that I could conduct this investigation as I am the hero. And
The hero
he
of
is the hero of legend. The big one.
what? No, that hero died before the warlock took
Yes,
that.
I'm the reincarnation of them. It's very complicated.
Very.
Anyway, I asked Wadsworth for the list and he never produced it, and I think he may be tampering with the investigation. I don't suppose that you could get me that guest list, could you?
No, I can't leave my post. I believe I've seen Wadsworth running around trying to find you as you've not been in a stationary position.
Because he doesn't want me to be investigating. No, I understand. Thank you, Jeff. I'm
Yep.
gonna go in.
Honestly, just kind of forgot that you had asked Wadsworth for this.
Nope.
I just picture Scooby-Doo doors where every time you guys leave, like, the courtyard, he enters and he's just trying to find you.
I would imagine.
Yep. So yeah, you are allowed into the room. The door hasn't been fully closed so that Jeff can keep an eye on the room itself, as there is a window, and onto the hallway. The window is closed, but you are allowed in, of course.
When I was looking for fabrics and forensics, was there any glitter on the body?
There was not. With your 20 freaking amazing number, no, there was no glitter on the body.
Okay.
If I recall, you got a 23?
Yeah. I am going to check the back of the head where the head wound supposedly was.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly.
There is head wound.
What is the size of the bruising?
You would...
Is it roughly the size of a cane sword or larger?
roughly the size of the head of a cane, or the edge of a wrench, possibly a lead pipe, maybe a candelabra, depending
Probably
on the
not a
size.
rope.
Probably not a rope or a knife.
A knife? Yeah, okay.
Too
Or a
small to be
revolver.
the hilt of a knife or a dagger. That's been ruled out.
Interesting. Alright. I'm gonna stand there and stare at the body.
You're standing there
Looking
staring at the
deep.
body pensively when Frederick enters. Dun dun dun.
Alright, what do we got here, Watson?
Well, I have reason to believe that this crime was committed without use of a piercing weapon.
So bludgeoning, okay.
Yes. It wasn't the fall that killed her.
I mean, she was seemingly alive until she hit the ground.
Died mid-fall.
How can you tell?
If you look at the bruising around the eyes, you can see that the blood had already started to clot as she was hitting the ground.
I'm gonna, look around a little worried. I think he knows a little too much about what he's doing here. This is gonna be a little trickier.
Wadsworth appears as like,
any idea
"It's
of the
because
murder
he's
weapon?
the murderer. Here's the list you asked for."
Very good. You're done tampering with it.
I've been trying to find you.
Isn't it your job to know everything that's happening in the house?
To the best of my ability, I am not omniscient.
Otherwise,
What's he wearing?
she would not be dead.
Exactly. Now, if you'll excuse me, I apparently have some brandy wine that needs testing.
May I ask you a question?
Foot out, stops, drops it, turns. Yes?
What color hair does he have?
Wadsworth has salt and pepper
Okay.
hair. If that's not consistent with what I said last week, it is now salt and pepper
It
hair.
is now.
It is now.
I found some evidence on the body that would lead me to believe that perhaps there was more than one person that assaulted her tonight. We are close to an answer. Be prepared to gather everyone. I will let you know when.
They are already gathered in the courtyard.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
Serve them the brandy wine.
No. Excuse me.
I thought that was delicious.
It was delightful. I think there will be plenty left over at the end of this, though.
What color is General's hair? The General's hair.
I believe it is a light brown, if I recall correctly.
I believe so as well.
And on that note, where Benjamin and Frederick are in the room with the body, Keys wandering the halls, puffing on her new pipe. I pictured one of the ones that blows bubbles. I can't remember where that's from, but that's what I pictured. Sure, it's actual smoke, but in my head, bubbles. Takes a rip of her hat in deep thought. We are going to take a short break, and we will be back
Be
for
right back.
the stunning conclusion of this murder mystery. Maybe, hopefully, or...
Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah, an hour and a half, and you guys have definitely confirmed, absolutely, it's bludgeoning damage.
Yeah.
That was bludgeoning. Yes. Hour and a half later, still bludgeoning. Got it. I love it. It's great. I'm having so much fun. We'll be back in 10 minutes. Remember, we have someone will post in chat because they're wonderful. Donate. We do have our fundraiser going right now for the Trevor Project. Every $10 that you donate enters you to win the next giveaway, which will be a PDF copy of Black Chrome on Wednesday, and enters you a ticket into our grand prize giveaway for a chance to win Edgerunner's mission kit. It's coming out this month sometime. So yeah.
Yes.
Donate towards a great cause. Have a chance to win cool stuff. We'll see you in 10 minutes.
Be right back. Bye.
Hello everyone, welcome back to Indie Bandits, our Elflines Online, a Cyberpunk Red campaign. The bandits are attempting to solve a murder mystery. They may have some clues. They certainly have a long list of suspects. Let's find out what's going to happen. Keys, I believe you're making your way up to the room with the body where Frederick and Benjamin are standing
Yes.
chatting.
Mm-hmm. Listen. I have a couple theories here.
Yes.
The first one is we're zeroing in on the wrong people. We've been
Alright.
baited and switched. The second one,
Just a moment before we continue this conversation.
no.
Pardon me, Jeff. And I close the door.
Still open the window!
Continue.
Why did he say not to open the window?
Who knows?
That's suspicious.
Yeah. Isn't it?
Anyway, second part of the first theory. It's just somebody else that we haven't talked to. I think we need to question more people.
That's your theory. Your theory is that we don't have the information yet.
Yeah. My theory is, in short, that we suck at this.
You know, that blood trail led down the stairs? The guards had to have seen someone bleeding.
You would think. Perhaps they're in on it.
Maybe someone's posing as a guard.
Perhaps. Also, it dead ends near the dining room, which I went in and I didn't see anything suspicious.
Same here.
I know, I saw you there.
I did a further examination. I'm just concurring. I agree. You act like you're suspicious of me for some reason.
No, not at all. Alright, well, I have the list of suspects. I'm gonna take out the list.
I'm gonna look at it.
You have a guest list of like 40 names.
Are there any names that stand out to me?
As in like those special invites that Lady
Yeah.
Wufu had you send? Sure, I'll say there's some sort of denotation on the list, like either a special arrow or a little star or something, some marking to indicate that they would be special. So you do see one next to General John Dijon. You see one next to Professor Mary Mulberry, Lady Anna Amaranth. There is also Madame Suzette Chiffon, Lord Pavo Christatus, and Lord Thomas Thallow.
Ah! Wait, what's this? What? What's the second one?
Avis.
Professor Mary Mulberry is the second one.
No, the last three. Sorry.
Madame Suzette Chiffon.
Okay. Uh-huh.
Lord Pavo Christatus. And Lord Thomas Thallow.
He sounds hot.
So we break up the second half of these names. Does anyone have a preference of who they'd like to speak to?
Well, there's one for each of us if we truly want, or we can question them together.
Perhaps.
Ah.
You know what? I say let's talk to Lord Pavo first. Why not?
Sure. I'm gonna go open the door again.
Okay.
You're so right, my friend. I'm gonna
Jeff watches
turn
you
and leave.
Kind of looks in, sees the window still closed. It's like, okay, good.
I'm gonna go look out the window real quick.
I mean, it. You can see the courtyard below.
Mm.
It's not a difficult. I'm not gonna make you roll for anything. It's a security measure. He doesn't want anything blowing in through the window, anybody climbing into the window. As long as the window is closed, the only entrance then is the door.
Okay, I'm gonna run and catch up with Benjamin then.
Alright. As soon as they leave the room too, and the guard's not looking, I'm gonna see if there's any blood on the back of the head that I can rub on the candelabra.
The guard is watching. He does the sweep of like them and then the room and then them and then the room. However, as you're looking, I will say you can look at the body. You're expected to. You're investigating this murder. Any blood from the wound, though, is dried.
Curses. Alright. Alright. Well, there's always a chance that it's been cleaned, wiped off. I'll leave the area.
Okay.
Hurrying to catch up.
Benjamin leads the way, and then there's like the footfalls of keys, and then the footfalls of Frederick.
Although when we get to the bottom of the stairs, I'm gonna be like, the guards. Did you guys see anyone bleeding come down these stairs?
Or
No,
up
sir.
them.
Alright, they're definitely in on it. Add them to the list.
What's your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. I take up my quill.
Sarah.
And yours.
Parker.
Thank you.
You've been here all night?
No. Wadsworth asks, it's probably better that Sarah chimes in.
I mean,
she's
you're
like,
definitely
I
killers if
really
you were here
had
all
to
night.
use the bathroom, and Parker was supposed to watch, and it's totally fine if only one of us is here because, things like that happen. It's fine. But while I was in the bathroom and everyone was supposed to be in the courtyard, figured it was quiet, Parker heard a ruckus, so he went to go and check. And he was in the dining room talking to Lord Thallow and Lady Amaranth, and when we came back, that's when we saw the blood trail, and Parker was halfway up the stairs when there was a scream and, the body fell, and so we didn't see it.
I understand.
So you did see Lady Amaranth right before the murder.
Parker.
Which would be a pretty good alibi for her and what was the other one?
Thallow.
You said was
Well, I saw
Thallow.
Lord Thallow. I was talking to Lord Thallow and Lady Amaranth in the dining room, but they could have just... That's when they could have hit her. That could have been the ruckus I heard, because Lady...
What education do you have?
General?
General. And do you feel like you're qualified to assert information into this investigation?
I can tell you what I saw and heard.
And right now you're saying it is possible that even though you saw them there, something else could have happened.
Well, I heard a noise. It sounded like a thud. And so when I went to investigate, it's possible that that's when, because the dining room attaches to the kitchen, I guess Lady LeFou could have been trying to escape and ran out that way, and when I opened the door, they put
You're
on
making
the
a lot of assertions for
performance-
somebody that's not qualified.
Yes, sir. Sorry, sir.
I'm gonna leave and go find Wadsworth.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna ask, why don't you want Wadsworth to know that you've left the area?
Well, he can get a
Does he
little
scare
strict, and then
you?
he goes on those diatribe where it's just hours and hours about needing to be on your duty. And I mean, it was just a simple thing. We're human. We have to use the bathroom too. And we were investigating a
I
thing. How were we
completely
supposed to
understand.
know that in those couple minutes
You need to
that
take breaks every once in a while. What could ever happen in that? Oh. Oh, that's right. She died. and then I'm just gonna turn and walk away.
To be fair, the blow happened while we were at her post.
How do you know that? I'm not there.
Yeah, actually, that is a good thing.
That's the ruckus he went to investigate.
Maybe.
When they came back, there was
We're not
blood. Potentially.
qualified to make such an assumption.
I'm gonna grab Frederick's hand and we're gonna go outside now.
You guys are relieved of suspicion for now. Thank you for your cooperation, though I do judge you slightly on your work performance.
Yes, sir. Noted, sir.
And I'll follow Benjamin.
Benjamin, outside. Wadsworth is outside. He seems to be either talking to guests or talking to guards, still kind of like giving instruction of like, yes, please keep the guests calm. Yes, we're doing all we can. Yes, the investigators are on top of it. No, I haven't heard anything about poison. I am very accurate. The brandy wine is perfectly fine to drink. No, there is nothing wrong with it. I do not know where someone would think it would make someone sick. Yes, it was kept in storage. Yes, it was kept in the proper temperature.
I'm going to try to pull him aside slightly.
You touch his arm and he seems okay, and then he sees that it's you. He goes like, yes,
Do you still have the dagger close?
yes.
Listen to my words very carefully. I need to know who Lord Thallow is, what he looks like, because I need to meet with him in the kitchen. Also, I've made sure that Guard Jeff is innocent, and Guard Parker and Guard Jessica, as incompetent as they are also innocent.
Sarah, we don't have a Jessica on staff, as far as I know.
I apologize.
We do not. No, not
Sarah.
as far as I know. We do not have a Jessica on staff.
They are innocent. Sarah explained to me that they left their posts to use the restroom directly
They left their
before.
posts?
Yes, and Parker also left their post. So that's why nobody noticed the trail of blood that led upstairs right before the death. They're incompetent, but at least they're not the murderer. Now point me to Lord Thallow. Keep your dagger close.
Always. I don't know, you're very confusing. Lord Thallow is, the rather, portly gentleman, over there. In, the green suit.
Interesting. I'm going to approach him.
Do you do so? Lord Thallow has short black hair. Is a more a thicker gentleman, shall we say. Wearing a dark velvet green suit with a crisp white button up and a thin black tie.
How are you, friend?
Sorry, give me a moment. I forgot, because you haven't interacted with this character. I just need to find something really quick, which is apparently not in my notes that I thought they would be. He looks you up and down at your jovial kind of manner. You said, friend, I'm sorry, do I know you?
No, it's fine. I'm the hero. I'm also investigating this murder. I don't suppose I can get a moment of your time.
For the investigation?
Of course.
Then you may.
Follow me.
He does. He walks with this, like, straight back, his nose kind of in the air slightly as he follows after you, wherever you are leading him.
To the kitchen.
Are Frederick and Keys with you?
They weren't at the time I approached him. I don't know if they are now.
I'll be approaching him. It just takes me a minute longer to get there. since I had lingered.
Or are you, Benjamin, are you trying to avoid them and just have you...
I was trying to avoid
Sure,
them.
I will
but
say you can attempt to try to avoid.
Sneak?
If he's trying to, then I probably missed him with how far behind I was.
Yeah.
My stealth is really good. I got a 20 on stealth, by the way.
I will say that's fine. You can go. Even if they did catch you, you probably got this kind of like look of, I'm trying to do this thing. Like you're not looking for them or help. You're just like, oh, he's got this. So yeah, you can absolutely bring him into the kitchen through the hallway. Or actually, there would be a door fairly close to the courtyard. So it's not too far, like small hallway and then in.
The moment we get inside, I'm going to look around nervously and make sure that the door's closed behind him.
Okay. It is certainly
Lady
closed.
Amrath.
Before you say
Sorry.
anything, it is closed. You close it, not a problem. As you look around, because of your passive 18, or the 18 that I had you roll earlier, you do see a wrench on the counter in the kitchen on a, like, island cutting table, we'll say.
Okay. It's an odd place for a wrench. Lady Amrath told me what happened. We need to get you out of here. You're under suspicion.
Suspicion of what, exactly?
I think you know. Based on what she said alone,
Which was?
are you able to get out of this party without looking suspicious?
Well, of course, because I've done nothing wrong.
Good. Keep it that. I'm gonna leave.
Okay. You leave. Frederick and Keys.
In chat, what are you guys doing?
Yeah. Keys, what are you up to?
I'm looking for Lord Pavo.
Okay. If you ask around, like either the guards or find Wadsworth, he'll point him out. He's the gentleman that has that generally teal-colored suit that had bits of it that were various colors. Does have short brown hair.
Alright. Oh,
And as you approach him, you know, you're watching him as you approach, you get closer, you notice his features are a little thin. He keeps kind of like coughing into this cloth. There appear to be almost like bags under his eyes. He does not look like a well man.
You're gonna talk to him, Freddy, or shall I?
you can lead this one. I'll keep my eyes on him.
Okay. Lord Pavo, nice to meet you. I'm Investigator Keys.
Nice to meet you. You as well.
You look unwell, sir. May I ask what ails you?
Oh, I've never really been healthy in general. Always some ailment here or there.
Well, it's kind of bold of you to show up at the party with all these people. You know, you might be contagious.
Oh, I don't think so. He blows his nose into his handkerchief.
Is there any blood in that handkerchief when he does that?
Without taking the handkerchief, I'm gonna say you can't tell. He is holding it in his hands. He's never like outwardly like reached for you or anything, and even as you approach, he seems to be like keeping to himself.
Alright, then I'll try to circle around behind him as Key's talking to him.
Sure.
So may I ask you a few questions as far as the investigation goes?
By all means.
I'm I'm gonna try and step aside where people aren't being nosy.
Again, people straighten up and... Or at least around this gentleman, you do notice that people kind of keep a wide berth regardless. So it's a little easier. But yeah, you can move him a little closer to the side.
Okay. Am I far enough away, or is it too crowded?
You're if you're like whispering, it's private, we'll say.
Okay. May I ask how well you knew the lady?
Lady LeFou, yes. I known her since childhood. We went to school together, we grew up together. She was quite the contrast to me, always vibrant and full of life.
Would you consider yourself friends?
Oh, yes. Terribly close. Her death is tragic.
Does he genuinely look upset?
Give me a perception check.
Yeah. 21.
21. He does look genuinely upset. You notice he's not crying, and there's not those regular signs that you would associate with it. But given, like, that cough that seems to almost, like, rack his whole body, it looks like the restraint of emotion is more so that whatever he has isn't made worse in this moment, in this party, surrounded by people that he's not allowed to leave, than a lack of care.
Okay. When was the last time you spoke with Lady LeFou this evening?
Oh, she's been quite busy this evening talking to all the guests. It was probably closer to when I arrived, somewhere around 8 o'clock. I did see her enter the manor. Everyone was called to go out to the courtroom or the courtyard. I was in the conservatory at the time. I saw her enter. Couldn't have been 9:30 maybe. What is 10?
Right.
Somewhere in there.
And I do notice. Have you noticed anybody in the crowd looking suspicious? Guilty, maybe.
I would hazard a guess that whenever there's a murder and everyone is confined in a small space with a murderer, people are going to look suspicious, regardless of innocence.
Good on you. I'm gonna type in chat. Frederick, anything else you want me to ask this guy? I don't
As
know.
she's talking to him, I'm just gonna eye him up and down and see if he has any, like, wounds or blood. Maybe a patch torn off.
I'm also gonna look.
You can both roll me perception.
Oh, come on!
He could just be a good actor for all I know. I'm not great at this human perception. 18.
18.
50.
15. Okay. You circled around back, Frederick.
Mm-hmm.
So I will say you notice that his clothing, while well crafted, is dated and old. You can see that threads do fall off, and like bits and pieces that he have just seem to naturally kind of like coat his shoulders in a bit just from general movement. You don't see any blood. Keys from the front of him, I will say you don't notice anything, and you can't see his hands because his hands, he has one hand clutching a handkerchief. It's always kind of closed, the other one over top of it. He always has it kind of either held to his chest, like with the handkerchief. In Morna, the handkerchief is ready so that he can like cover himself so that even though he is sick, he's not going to spread it. But he is very closed off and keeps to himself, so it's hard to see anything on his hands.
Okay. Thank you. I'll bid you adieu.
Oh, one last thing. Could you hold something for us?
I would rather not, as you mentioned before and noticed. I am, if you must insist, yes, alright. And he tucks the handkerchief in his pocket, and he takes out a pair of gloves, and he puts white gloves over his hands, and reaches for...
I'm going to pull out the candelabra I had.
Mm-hmm.
I just found it laying on the ground, and honestly, I didn't want to carry it around all day as I do this investigation, but I didn't want to dismiss its significance.
Why don't we? And you could just put it on a table.
Could you for me?
Of course. And he takes it, he puts it on a nearby table.
Alright. And then I'm going to leave, but as I leave, I'm going to occasionally glance and see if he's like trying to make his way away from the candelabra.
At the moment, no. He seems to be attempting to pull off his gloves in a very particular manner so that he doesn't touch the outside of the gloves with his fingers in a safe, healthy, I'm trying to keep my germs to myself manner is what he is doing.
You know, I could have actually checked up on the guy and seen if I could have helped him. That'll be for another day.
We're not in the business of saving people.
You guys get a message from Benjamin that says, "Hey, what you doing?"
Relieving suspicion.
We have one more person to question, potentially.
Actually, I think we should hold off on that for a moment.
Okay.
What have you found?
Well, I think we have our answer. Let me approach her, and then, after a moment or two, come join us.
Who are you approaching?
What was the lady's name?
Who?
Suzette?
There's a few.
Yeah, Suzette.
The last one?
Yeah.
Madame Suzette Chiffon.
Okay.
Chiffon.
Madame Chiffon.
Yeah.
Alright. I'll follow your lead on this one.
I'm gonna, on my way to her, I'm gonna stop and get 2 glasses of brandy wine.
Okay.
I'm going to, seeing this, pick up a third and a fourth, one for me and one for Keys.
Okay. You approach Madame Chiffon, and she has long, straight black hair. She is wearing, apart from every guest you have seen who have come dressed very extravagantly, she is in a very plain, nondescript white gown. There's no embellishments, there's no embroidery. It has longer sleeves, it has a high collar. She's wearing what looks to be almost like a rosary with the symbol for the hero that has long since parted. At the bottom of it, she has a little white, I'm gonna say hat, almost like a head, not a headband, a handkerchief kind of
Like a
headband.
pillbox? Wow.
Yeah, like, you know, when you tie it, but it still has like the
Nothing.
point kind of over top of her hair. But it's just plain white. There is nothing fancy about it.
I bow and hand her a glass of the wine. Madame Chiffon, how are you?
I'm doing quite well, thank you, but no thank you, I don't drink.
Oh, unfortunate. Well, I wanted to let you know that we are nearly done here. And so...
Fantastic. Have you finally found out what happened to...
We have.
She,
Thank
like,
you.
clutches her
don't worry.
beads, and she can't continue talking as water fills her eyes.
Okay. Yes. We've come to understand the entire event that occurred tonight. And your inconvenience will not last very much longer.
Oh, it is not an inconvenience, and praise the heroes you have been here to help put this whole thing into the light.
Yes,
I would like
it is by their light that we are here.
Yes. Your names, I would love to say a prayer when I return to the monastery for each of you.
Of course. My name is Benjamin.
So, Benjamin. I heard there were other investigators. Rumor has been
There are.
circulating.
They should be with us quickly. Oh, what rumors have you heard?
Oh, rumors about a spoiled brandy wine, and then there were, oh, what did you tell Professor? Well, oh, that she had been bludgeoned. In the back of the head, it wasn't the fall. She wasn't pushed or anything. Anything that you guys have said out in the open, she relates those rumors directly back to you. There is, however, Benjamin, you do notice there is no mention, does not mention any note of poison.
I assumed.
So when you told the general, don't say
Yeah.
she was poisoned, it seems in the rumor mill that while the brandy wine may have been spoiled or was a bad batch, the word poison has not been uttered.
One more thing, and I don't mean to bother you. When
Oh,
you
don't,
spoke to her
please, anything
earlier,
I can do.
when you spoke to her earlier, can you recount what occurred?
While we were catching up, she was asking how my time at the monastery was going, if I was still happy where I am. It's always...
Are you?
Oh, yes. Yes, I am. It was a difficult choice, but one, I think, that has made my life for the better.
I can understand that.
Ah.
I'd like to examine her for wounds, for scratches.
Sure, give me a
Anywhere
perception
visible?
check.
Sure. I'd like to spend all of my luck on this.
Absolutely. For those of you who this may be your first time, ELO has no luck.
19. Yeah.
19 is great. You do not notice any wounds or scratch marks on her. And it would be
Okay.
so easy to tell.
Right. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Anything I can do, please just do let me know.
Of course. We will be letting you go soon.
She nods her head.
Would you guys like to meet in the library and discuss this?
Seems as if we have talked to everyone now. That was at least suspicious. Yes, let's reconvene in the library.
Of course.
Okay, Benjamin Frederick head to the library.
Actually, shall we move to the kitchen?
Let us not go to the kitchen.
Why not the kitchen?
We can go to the ballroom if you'd like.
Alright, the library it is.
I haven't been in the ballroom yet.
Let's go to the ballroom then. It does not matter where we talk.
The
You're
ballroom,
acting
I
on
will
the
say-
suspicious, brother.
Apart from like a couple like side doors that you've been using to go into the hallways, the ballroom is directly next to the courtyard. It almost spills out into the courtyard. It has large glass windows, double doors that open into the courtyard. No one's been allowed in. It just sits directly beneath the balcony where Lady LeFou fell. So you could talk in there. Everyone would be able to see you, just so you're aware.
That's fine. I'm gonna go in, and after they're in, I'm gonna pull the glass doors closed behind us.
Sure. Okay.
Alright. I'm gonna start,
You can
talking
see
and be like,
everybody
alright, Benjamin.
looking at you.
As I'm saying this, I'm going to point at, shoot. I forgot his name. The guy wearing the, gloves and stuff.
Lord Pavo?
Yeah, Lord Pavo, that's his name. I'm gonna point at Pavo as I'm talking to Benjamin, but not actually accuse him. But I'm just gonna be like, alright, what do you got for us?
Well, I think there's plenty of information here that we could discuss. Clearly, it was not Amaranth.
Clearly.
It was not the general.
So, I haven't followed up with the general, but I'll take your word for that. You
Clearly.
seem to be on the right track.
I have reason to believe that it was possibly Lady Chiffon, but she didn't quite go for the bait.
What makes you believe it was Chiffon?
Well, so when Lord Cristoval?
Say Pavo. That's just so much easier. Oh no,
no,
Thallow? The one you
Thallow.
harassed in the kitchen? Yeah, Thallow.
Yeah. When Lord Thallow, and these names are very difficult to stay in my head, and I'm not going to try to write them down either.
Okay.
When Lord Thallow and Lady
Amaranth.
Amaranth were meeting in the hallway, it was at the time that she was being murdered, so they were in the wrong place to have killed her. They're probably arguing about the affair they're having.
They
So
were in
clearly-
the kitchen,
Yes,
not the hallway.
the hallway is where the attack occurred. Yes,
Okay, sorry, continue.
I know where they were at. So clearly, both of them are innocent.
Alright. So
Um, Sorry, go ahead.
that still leaves us with no murder weapon, nor a solid suspect.
Oh, but doesn't it? You see, when I planted the idea with the general that it was poison that had killed her, he spread the idea and acted genuinely surprised that that was what killed her. The murderer
you're
would know what the weapon is.
You're saying since the rumor mill stated that the wine might have been bad, that the general was trying to actually step people away from it?
I believe so. So that would mean he is innocent.
Not only innocent, but also trying to help others.
How would that make him innocent?
Because the murderer would know what the murder weapon was and wouldn't have been surprised when I said poison. Also would have no reason to give out the rumor that it could have been poison or bad wine.
Not that it's poison, that it could be harmful to other guests to consume. He was looking out for the well-being of other guests.
And still honoring my desire for him not to tell people it was poison.
He wouldn't need to look out for the well-being of other guests if he knew the wine was not poisoned in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
So that takes down half the list.
Alright. I'll agree with you there.
We have the nun that was clearly upset that she was forced into the nunnery.
I mean, there was seeming a little more to that story that she wasn't revealing.
We have the sick man.
Whom I, personally, am leaning towards.
He seems too infirm to me.
Infirm, yes, but it could all just be a play. He's been very careful about his hands in that handkerchief. We do know that there was a blood trail, though we don't know exactly who was hurt. I have checked Lady Amaranth, she didn't seem hurt. I have checked also Mulberry, she seems fine.
See, here's the problem. I think Mulberry has the most reason to have done it. I also think that the placement of the wrench in the kitchen is a suspicious place, that perhaps somebody flighty and forgetful would have left it.
I don't know if the timing lines up. She said she talked to her last about 9 p.m. That's an hour from when she died.
Yes.
Unless she circled back after other people had visited with her.
Mm-hmm.
Beyond that, Wadsworth said that the conversation they had seemed a little more heated than what she led us to believe. I think perhaps the funding to the museum was being lost. Just go with it.
We could ask him again about those 3 individuals and see if he knows why they might bear grudges against Lady LaFoe.
That's a good idea.
Or we could ask the other guests why they might. I mean, if they've gossiped to this much, there's a good chance they've gossiped about each other before.
You go speak with Wadsworth and see what he knows about those 3's motives. Yes?
Alright.
Keys. Go to Lady Mulberry and slowly mention that Lord Pavlo may be the murderer and you're concerned about it. See what her response is. I'm going back to the top of the balcony to see if we missed anything.
Pavo or Thallow?
Pavo.
Pavo. Okay. Okay. We'll go talk to Pavo.
I'll go find our dearest knife-carrying, Benjamin-fearing friend.
Yes. Who... I mean, okay, Benjamin, you go up to the balcony. I'm going to do, like, your thing, because I feel like that'll be the quickest. You suddenly notice there's glitter. That was definitely not there before. There is now glitter...
Interesting.
...over the balcony.
That leads me to believe it may have been Mulberry after all. My theory is closer to correct.
Okay, Frederick, you're... No, we'll start with Keys. Keys, you're going to talk to Pavlo.
Mulberry.
Mulberry. Apologies.
No, Pavlo.
But you said to talk to her about Pavlo.
No, go to Pavlo and say we think Mulberry is the murderer. Or no, no, you're right. I'm saying it backwards. You're right.
Okay.
Mulberry. Okay, so, yes.
I go up to her and tip my hat. Madam?
Yes, hello.
Um, how you feel? How you holding up?
Oh, well, not great, if I am to be perfectly honest. Very not great. And there was a very dashing young gentleman named Chadwick who escorted me here earlier, and now I don't seem to see them, and I'm quite worried about them. You haven't seen them by chance, have you? Because I'm wondering, maybe if the killer who got Lady LeFou, because, we were told that they were legend, may have gotten Chadwick as well?
He's taking a nap.
Oh. Oh. Interesting. Well, I suppose we all handle situations differently, don't we?
Indeed.
Well, that is a relief.
Yeah. Do you think anybody here have a grudge? There's a lot of rumors going around.
Yes.
I don't know these people. You probably know these people better than me. So, have you heard anything?
Wait, there are rumors and gossip all the time. Who do you want to know about?
Well, I'm curious, what do you know about Lord Pavo?
Oh, well, he grew up with Lady LeFou, and rumor has it that he does have a sort of just as blanking on the word, give me a moment. Infatuation with Lady Amaranth. He would like something to be there, but she doesn't share his affections.
That's unfortunate.
Private matter. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. He just seems sneezy.
Oh,
Is that normal?
Well, he's always been rather sickly ever since he was ever since I've known him. He doesn't have a very strong constitution. He gets colds quite regularly, and even when he's not with an active ailment, he's just genuinely not well.
So if him and Lady were friends, you don't think he'd have any reason to want to hurt her?
Oh, I couldn't see any reason for him to want to hurt her. No, of course not.
Okay. I'm gonna message Benjamin and ask him what if he was looking for her to, like, turn on him or something. Because that's not what happened.
No, just implant the idea that it was him, that we think it is him,
Okay.
and then give yourself an exit.
Right. Well, I've heard otherwise, Miss Marbury. Perhaps those rumors had passed you by. I think today's sickly manner he has about him might be a bit of an act, if you catch my drift, and I'm gonna drift away.
Oh, okay. You do so. Making a note.
Benjamin's
do you head?
just started fires. I'm gonna go keep an eye on Thomas Thallow.
Okay.
Because he's suspicious to me. But I don't know what the other two are doing. I'm confused.
Sure. Frederick, you were looking for Wadsworth. He is admonishing the guards at the bottom of the stairs. And you can tell his cheeks are red. They've got this glazed over look on their faces. He's clearly been at this a while. He's keeping his tone, like the volume, respectful and kind of like a whisper, but you can tell, like, just the heat in his face and like the tone of voice. He is not happy and has been going at this for a while. Stops though when you approach. The guards just kind of both look at you and are like, "Oh, thank great." Like, we get a break. Like, there's just this like relief.
I'll only take a moment.
They both look at you like, "Please take longer." This pleading look. Yes, what can I do for you?
I'd like to know what grudges Thallow and Parker might have had on our dear sweet lady.
I don't partake in idle gossip. I'm sure one of the other guests will be happy to tell you, but it is.
The other guests are gonna give me their view of the matter. I want your view of the matter from inside.
My
Since
view
you're
is
close
that
to
of
the
Lady
lady,
LaFoos.
I want to know.
And
Yes,
her,
that's the view I want.
Her reason behind this event was to put past grudges aside and forge friendships. And that is what I will do.
Well then, let us bury these past grudges.
And I suggest you talk
For
to the
when we
guests
catch the
who may
culprits.
have past grudges.
I'm starting to lean more with Benjamin on this one. And I'll eye him up and down.
He just stares at you.
Sir, where were you around 10 o'clock?
I was bringing drinks out, as I mentioned before, I was bringing drinks out to the courtyard, as that is where everyone was to be gathered for Lady LaFood to give her speech.
What were you doing prior to that?
Pouring
Just before
drinks
10.
into the glasses to bring out to the courtyard, and instructing any guests along the way to please move into the courtyard for Lady LaFood's speech.
Where did you pour these drinks at?
In the kitchen.
In the kitchen, you say?
Just
Did you
generally-
notice anything out of place in the kitchen while you were there?
Such as?
Such as the murder weapon you left? The wrench?
Oh.
And I'm going to
First
see
of all-
if he makes any kind of facial flinch when I say that.
He makes an annoyed look, like he looks very annoyed. First of all, I did not kill Lady LaFood. I admired her greatly. Therefore, I do not have a murder weapon. The wrench has been used because we are having a leak with the sink, and I believe one of the maids was trying to, or one of the servants, workers, whatever proper employee term is, was trying to, or was trying to fix it.
I said in chat, they didn't hire a licensed plumber.
Neither would I. I write back. At least until it explodes. ... We could check the sink and see if there is damage, and that would prove his alibi. Or a leaky pipe.
Yes, if we want to clear Wadsworth's name, perhaps that is necessary.
I won't go for your name, Wadsworth.
And it
If there
won't be
is
leak.
nothing under the sink, then no, all suspicion will be on you.
It won't be leaking if it's fixed.
I will be right here.
I'm gonna message them. Maybe we should try bringing all the suspects into the room and then like listen to them talk or something.
I agree.
Frederick, are you heading to the kitchen?
Not yet. Before I leave, I'm gonna turn back to Wadsworth.
Mhm.
Not Wadsworth.
Yeah.
It was Wadsworth. All right. And I'm gonna go. Even if you're the killer, I do applaud you for your dedication to your job. Carry on. And I gesture towards the guards.
The guards scowl at you so hard. Conversation happens between them.
All right,
You
then
go
I'll
into the
back
kitchen.
toward-
Benjamin,
Yes.
while they've been having these conversations and you've been text chatting, what else have you been up to?
staring down into the courtyard, watching people's movements.
Quite a few. Are you being stealthy up there?
Yes.
Give me a stealth check.
Sure. That's a 20.
Nice. Okay. Nobody seems to have noticed you. Being on the balcony where the murder supposedly took place. A lot of eyes would have been if you weren't keeping to the shadows. So despite your beautiful outfit and your poofy hat, nobody seems to have noticed you. And you're watching movements. There is still speculation. You notice a lot of people are tired. They're still curious, keeping to themselves, keeping in like small circles of like, I know you, and are like judging other people. Because clearly somebody, like murder is on everybody's mind. Who did it, they don't know. But there does seem to be a lot of whisper and chat going around as people stay within groups that they feel safe.
I am going to, if nobody really stands out to me, I'm going to make my presence known by stepping basically exactly where she was when she fell.
Okay. Heads, like almost in unison, look up to you.
We've nearly discovered the killer. We need one last piece of information. Just know that this is almost over.
There's voices that shout out, what do you need? How can we help? Who's the killer? Who do you think it is? Who did it? Are we safe?
Oh, I
What's
don't
wrong with
think
the
it's
brandy
anyone.
wine? Am I gonna
We've
die?
discovered
Who's
who it
next? Sorry.
Well, I would imagine he's next. I point to Pavo. I would imagine he will be next on the list, but the brandy wine is fine-ish. Not the best vintage. But it's not that we think we know who did it. We know who did it. We need one last piece of information. So please bear with us just a little longer, and we will announce it.
You are drowned out in this chorus of, who is it? Who did it? Who did it? Just this. Who? They want to know who. And they keep shouting at you to tell them who.
Okay. I'm going to talk quietly to where I am easily covered by the din of noise.
Easy.
But continue talking.
I'm watching all the people.
If they see like your mouth movements, the volume would like slowly start to drop as they're like, oh wait, is he saying the name? Is he like, shh, quiet. Eventually,
and that is why
go silent.
I am going to start telling the most long-winded retelling of everything that's occurred up till now.
Okay. Perfect. Okay. Keys, you're watching outside. They are all staring with rapt attention, apart from Lord Pavo, who seems to be utterly terrified and is darting from face to face and trying to back himself into a corner, because apparently he's next on the murderer's hit list.
Okay.
I mean, he's known he's dying for a long time.
No one's been so overt to say it, though. Frederick, what are you doing?
I'm going to, I guess, approach Lord Pavo now.
Okay.
And as I approach him, I'm going to shake my head and go, he was off in his timing. We were supposed to tell you that first and escort you out of the crowd.
To safety, yes.
Yes, to safety.
I do not wish to die.
Of course.
And he coughs a bit and quickly brings the handkerchief up to his face and covers his mouth.
Though, I hate to say it, you're not gonna make it out like this. We're gonna have to get you out in a disguise.
Oh, just whatever you think would be best.
Alright. meet us upstairs. I'll escort you upstairs.
Yes, okay, very good. He starts following you inside. Benjamin, as you're going on with this speech, Wadworth appears at the doors. If you have your culprit, as soon as you announce them, the guards will arrest them on sight.
Please don't interrupt me. As I was saying, at about 2 this afternoon, as I was taking a left onto 18th Street, headed towards the Fletchers, but obviously I wasn't going to the Fletchers, it was the Bootsmith I was going to.
Frederick, you start bringing Lord Pavo upstairs. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Or the guards do let you pass. They do give kind of a weary look, but they do let you pass. You head upstairs where you can see Wadworth standing. He never entered, stood onto the balcony. He, called to Benjamin from the doors, just kind of, was supposed to be a stage whisper, but cool, whatever. He made it known, it's fine. Benjamin's on the balcony telling this long-winded story. Where are you going?
I'm gonna go up towards... You know what? I'm gonna go to the room where Lady Amaranth is.
Lady Amaranth's outside in the courtyard.
Or not Amaranth,
LeFou?
LeFou, yeah.
Okay. You start making your way to Lady LeFou's room. Jeff is standing guard. He blocks your path. Sorry, what are you, no offense, Lord, I have to be able to see it to read it. Christatus. It's just, you may contaminate the scene.
Where have you been all night?
Me?
Yes. Where were you guarding prior to this area?
Oh, I circle the grounds. But since everybody is in the courtyard and we could be more stationary, I was stationed here.
Right. Just making sure. The other guards recently have kind of sunken in their duties. I want to make sure you weren't amongst...
Don't think so.
And then I go past him after I say that and see if he blocks me.
He wouldn't block you.
But he does block the other guy?
He does block Lord Pavo. I'm
Oh,
sorry. Sorry. I know you're investigating. I don't see the reason Lord Christatus needs to be in this room. Also, it might be really disturbing, upsetting.
I can assume so. I'm gonna kind of look over my shoulder. But this is one room that I do know we can disguise him in. That no prying eyes will be.
There's a guest room I can
We
call
need to-
Parker or Sarah up to scan the room, keep watch outside. You can use one of the guest rooms if you need.
Alright. Actually, that would be fine. Call up either Sarah or Parker and have her watch a room, and I'll tell him to change inside.
Sarah! Calls
I need to go speak to my brother.
the balcony. Pavo, by the way, when he realized what is in the room that you were trying to lead him to, has taken a massive step back. Does not want to go into this room where the body of his deceased friend is. So is waiting. Sarah's making her way up the stairs as you head to Benjamin. Keys, what you doing? As we come to the thrilling conclusion of this murder mystery by the time Benjamin gets to the end of his story.
I think Keys has gotten bored and is just she's bored of what Benjamin is saying. She kind of rolls her eyes, and she's still watching mainly Lord Thomas Thallow,
Okay.
But she's all is Amaranth still kind of over by herself?
No, she's rejoined the crowd to listen to the story, and you notice that the people who were really excited, the excitement has slowly waned, where they're like, oh, this is gonna be one of those logs. Like, there are people that are still wrapped in attention of like, oh, something in this giant pre-ramble is going to be the defining moment to solving this murder mystery, and they're all about it. There's a good many who are just like, okay, once he gets just at least to the party, that's when I'll start paying attention again. So she has rejoined the crowd in this group of people who were listening to find out who the murderer was.
Okay. What is the Colonel doing? Colonel? Not Colonel, General.
General's listening with rapt attention. Well, he's listening attentively. Hard to tell on the General's face whether he was, as a military man, standing and needing to appear attentive. Hard to say if he's actually following all of Benjamin's instructions for detail, or if he just looks like he is.
Okay. And what about Thomas Thallow?
Looks bored. Clearly not trying to hide it.
Okay.
Amaranth has a polite smile, practiced clearly. You can tell eyes are glazed over. Not really paying attention, but at least trying to be polite.
Okay. I'm just keeping an eye on those three. I'm at a loss.
Mulberry is also down there. She is listening with rapt attention. Same with Madame Chiffon, if you happen to be looking. I believe that's everyone other than Pavo, who is upstairs.
Mm-hmm.
Frederick, you head towards the balcony. Benjamin is somewhere in his story. I'm scared to find out.
As I was saying, just past the blacksmith shop, there was a red mud that I had noticed, which is unique to the region and I hadn't seen anywhere since we were in the Badlands. That red mud would... Oh,
I'm gonna tap you on the shoulder and be like, whisper something into your ear.
One moment, sorry. I'm gonna
and I'll
turn and
lead
go
you
back in.
out. Like, alright. I don't think it was our friend inside anymore. He does seem genuinely concerned about his health.
Yes. Based on everything that I've gathered, can I be really honest with you? I look around to make sure nobody's listening.
Yeah.
Wadsworth is right there.
Wadsworth, find something to do.
I'll leave suspicion from yourself.
By that, I mean, downstairs in the ballroom, I saw a statue that could have been used as a bludgeoning device. I need you to go get it and bring it here. All will be
see
clear.
What Sarah is doing upstairs across the hall.
Thank you.
And he heads down towards Jeff and Sarah and Lord Christadas, trying to figure out what the hell's going on in that situation.
Genuinely, I'm starting to believe that she just fell and hit her head and died of a subcranial hematoma. I don't think she was murdered at all.
Then
They all have a reason.
Blood trail going downstairs, unless do you think the blood trail led upstairs?
It did lead upstairs from the hallway where she hit her head, up the stairs, and off the balcony where she fell because of the subcranial hematoma.
I see. Then the attack that happened.
There wasn't an attack. There was a commotion.
There was?
That was Lady Amaranth and Lord Thallow having a discussion in the dining room. To the best of my information, they were alone, and this occurred at the time that she took the head wound. So, it probably isn't them.
What if she was trying to fix the leak under the sink and she hit her own head?
This is why you hire somebody who is qualified to do the job.
You don't really think we're gonna find blood underneath the sink, do you?
Go. Fly now. Find that information for me. I will keep them busy. Honestly, I started this whole thing to see who got paranoid, but nobody got paranoid, and it worries me that if no one's concerned they're about to get caught, none of them are about to get caught.
I mean,
Find the blood.
if that's true, then accusing the sickly man of dying first, really uncouth.
No, I'm not saying that he was going to be murdered. I was just, he's not doing well.
I know, very uncouth.
Well, while they're talking, I'm gonna go talk to someone.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Sorry.
Go ahead, go.
She clearly had skin under her fingernails because she scratched somebody who had attacked her, yes?
Yes.
She had the hair of Lady Chiffon on her. She had a piece of Lady... I can't remember her name. The one you dressed.
Emerald?
Yeah. She had cloth from her outfit on her. The brown hair is the only thing I can't place for sure because it is short brown hair.
Oh, me and Keys met a gentleman that had brown hair that was short as well.
Who?
Christian. Oh no, the general does, too.
Mm.
His hair is
Both
not
of those, I
short.
believe.
It's military.
Which is
Either way.
fairly short, I thought.
There is a lot of physical evidence on her for this being an accident. But go find the blood.
Benjamin goes out to the balcony and resumes his story.
I was saying the
collective
mud.
groan from most people that it's not just the killer's name. Keys, who do you want to talk to?
I'm gonna go talk to the general and ask him, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
My friend
Investigator
needs to
Keys.
borrow needs to borrow his staff, his, what's it called? Cane sword? Can I see it for a minute?
Oh, he reaches for it, furrows his brow. Thinks. I believe I left it inside. The study, I think.
Study.
Yes.
Huh. Okay, thank you.
You did not know there was a study in the manor.
No, I don't. Yeah. What makes you think that?
I would think qualified investigators, such as the three of you appear increasingly not to be, would have investigated all the rooms inside the manor.
No, I was just surprised that you left it in the study. Why would you do that?
I had removed it to sit in one of the chairs as it was protruding against my stomach and was very uncomfortable.
Ah. Okay, bye. And I'm gonna turn around and glare at him for being rude.
For calling you out? Frederick, give me a conceal reveal. I assume you are in fact going to the kitchen?
Looking under the sink and at the
Okay.
wrench and things around it and seeing if there's any blood on the floor.
Making sure.
Not bad. I mean, I haven't rolled a 10 tonight, but I'm not complaining with a 9.
9s are good.
17.
17 is excellent. When you enter the kitchen, you do notice the wrench is on the island, like near a cutting board, which happens to be across from the sink. You open the drawers for underneath it. You do see water damage underneath the pipe where it clearly has been leaking. Investigating the pipe, you do not see any blood on the pipe where she may have whacked her head.
Is there any lead pipes missing from the sink?
there is not.
Alright.
I didn't have a lead pipe in this one, okay? Give me that look. Wadsworth does approach you, Benjamin. If this is going to take much longer, I will have the guards follow up with their investigation. If you cannot find a culprit...
I apologize. Folks, it has been led to my attention that you finding out how I got to this conclusion may not be interesting to all of you. Suffice it to say, it is somebody who is educated such as myself that would understand why all of these elements are important. But if I can get everyone to crowd to the back, except for these 6 people, I need you to step forward.
And you read off all 6 names?
Yeah.
Lord Pavo is in this, like, the other dressing room, and when you call his name, Wadsworth's like, he's getting changed in. He's waiting to be changed in some disguise.
It appears that
for
one of
your
them are missing.
investigator's request. I will say, chances, like, he's... As head butler, head of staff, he has mastered the art of I'm going to talk to you without letting my voice carry, but he is certainly a gnat in your ear at this moment. The other
Thank
5
you.
do step
I am
forward.
aware. It does seem that one of you are missing. I will reveal who the killer is as soon as that person can be found and brought to the line.
Wadsworth sighs deeply, goes and gets Lord Pavo, escorts him downstairs into the courtyard.
I swear to God, Wadsworth.
Per your request of finding this missing individual and bringing them to the spot.
Hey, did you guys know there's a study?
Oh, is there anything in it?
Oh, check it
While
real
this
quick.
is occurring.
I need to go check this guy's clothes and make sure there's no blood in it.
Thanks.
While he's gathering
Yep.
people.
You guys have like one more thing. What are you
I'll
doing?
go to the
Keys?
study.
You go into the
Go
study.
to the study.
You go into the study. There's bookcases, a few desks, and next to or a high back wing chair laying against like behind it against the wall, you do see Benjamin's cane sword.
I'm going to look at it and around it. See if I find anything suspicious.
Sure. For ease, I'm just going to say there's nothing suspicious that you can see on this cane. Either it was, if it was used, it's been cleaned.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing currently that you can see on it.
Are there any other rooms that I don't know about?
Yeah.
Oh, great. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly walk through all the rooms and see if there's anything out of place. And if not,
Sure.
going back to the courtyard.
Quickly past the library, open the doors to a billiards room where there are multiple billiard balls that could all be considered blunt weapons and a couple of pool cues that are laying around, one of which is broken.
Okay.
Past
I'm
that,
gonna
you
grab
do
the
see a
broken one.
conservatory.
Mhm.
But that shares a window to the courtyard. The curtains are drawn, but there is a conservatory.
Okay. I'm gonna take the broken pool stick and the cane sword to the courtyard where everyone is now lined up, and I'm just gonna hold them in my hand.
Okay.
And I'm gonna look at people's faces while I walk out with them, see if they look nervous or suspicious.
Thank you for joining us.
We'll do that in a moment.
You're welcome.
Zelbin, what are you doing?
Checking his clothes.
Great question. Oh yeah, I am checking the guy's clothes to make sure there's no blood or anything on it.
Pavo's clothes?
Yeah.
He recoils from you. Like, if you just approach
I mean,
him,
like,
you don't...
since I was having him change in the other room, like, any clothes that he's changed out of, I wanna...
He hasn't changed in or out of anything because he was not told to change in or anything. You were like, I'm gonna give you a disguise. Was shuffled
told
into
that
a
guard
different
to
room,
take him into
waited
the
for
room
you,
and
and is now being
changed.
told to go outside.
There's a reason these guards are about to be fired.
Guards' incompetence.
So he's still in his regular clothes because he was waiting for you.
I'm gonna, like, unamused, open up the door, stare at him.
Oh no, he's not in the room anymore. He is, like, at the bottom of the stairs being led into the courtyard by Wadsworth.
Yeah, I mean, like, the doors to the courtyard, stare at him, like, unamused, since he's still in his outfit.
He looks terrified and is looking around like, I thought you were getting me out of here. Why am I still here? Keys, you see him looking around like, why am I out here? I'm supposed to be killed next. The Jude up there told me so. Give me a perception check. Keys.
$14.
14 is not enough to catch any glance that may have been given. Yes, sir, I'll just throw glitter on it, it'll be fine. That may be surprised or concerned or confusion when you hold up these items, apart from, you know, general confusion from the crowd of like, wait, where did this come from? He never mentioned anything about the pool, like a billiard cue or a cane sword. Well, he didn't get to that part. He was still talking about the red mud on the road. But Benjamin, everybody has been gathered into the courtyard. Wadsworth is down there as well, looking up at you expectantly.
I will now give you the key facts of this case and a timeline that
Just
explains...
the murderer!
That is not how this works! The Grand Noir is a sacred thing. If you want to know who did it, clearly it's the General. But I wanted to explain why he did it.
Gods! And the General's like, I absolutely did not! The General is arrested. Brought into a separate room.
Me neither.
The guests are free to go. They are allowed to leave. You are brought back into the sitting room where Chadwick is. And once all the guests are gone, Wadsworth enters the room. Thank you so much for your dedication and efforts and assistance in this manner.
Would you like the evidence?
Yes, I would, please.
Of course. Oh, you would like me to tell you now?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. So, as it turns out, the General has a long history with Lady LeFou. I'm sure you're aware of that, yes?
Yes, he used to be her former head of security.
Right, and they're less than friends. They didn't depart on good company.
That they did not.
And you know that.
But they had since patched up. In fact, she had dismissed him because she believed his skills were being undervalued here at the minute.
Perhaps that's what you were told. There was still bad blood. I can place everyone else somewhere at the time of the murder. He is the only one that doesn't have a solid standing alibi. I'm going to type into chat. You guys, we have the wrong guy.
I still think it was Thallow or Amaranth.
I think Thallow is fairly likely. What do you guys want to...
You found some evidence to support this bad blood and how he murdered Lady LeFou.
I spent the day with him. As his dresser.
Yes, you did deliver his invitation. I do recall that. It would have been nice to know that he still harbored bad blood, and any intention of murder that you knew ahead of time would have been brought to our attention to perhaps avoid this horrible situation. But
it would have been nice if the gods were paying attention and doing their job as well.
Quite. Well, if that is all for us, thank you for the evidence. May I escort you out?
Yes.
Wadsworth escorts you into foyer. The doors are opened. You are led outside. The doors close. The quest disappears. It says, thank you for participating in whatever I called the quest, which I don't have up right now.
King's Quest.
King's Quest. LeFou's festival banquet. We will see how this plays out in our next patch. Stay tuned.
That went horribly. I should
Try
not
the
be the
horse
lead
race.
detective next time.
I'm honestly surprised you accused the general.
Yeah, me too.
Did you just flip a coin?
He kind of seemed shifty.
I mean, a little. But
Benjamin.
we all agree. I'm sorry.
Sorry. Nope, carry on.
I'm just saying, we all agree it wasn't Lady Amaranth, right?
Well,
No.
clearly. We also probably agree it wasn't the general. So that's probably not good for our detective careers. Maybe next time we should do more detective work.
Instead of interrogation for no reason?
There was a conservatory, apparently.
And a study.
In a billiards room.
Whatever that is.
Really, we just kind of walked between 3 rooms for most of the time.
We are very bad at this. You want to get a drink?
Yes.
Yes. To the best detectives.
You guys make your way, kind of dragging Chadwick's avatar with you, who has spoofed out of the mansion once the event ended, to get a drink. At some point, Benjamin, realizing your cane sword that you gave as evidence was given as evidence, and you no longer have it.
Taking it off my sheet.
Yep.
No.
Also removing a dagger from my sheet.
Oh yes, and the dagger. And the ink pot.
Yeah. Oh no, I forgot my ink pot. Alright. It's removed.
Thank you guys for joining us on this fun with a mystery. The most
Jess, I want to
mysterious
apologize.
of murders to ever happen.
Yes. Can I do one last thing? I want to write a letter to Lady Amaranth saying, I got you. Signed, Frederick.
You may do that, and you may send that away. Yeah. But thanks, guys.
Sorry to you. I'm sorry to the fans.
I thought that was hilarious. We'll see what happens with the patch when the patch comes out. Did you guys get the
We
wrong
might get
person?
lucky.
You definitely just picked someone at random. I will say that.
1 in 6 shot.
I still think Wadsworth was good for it.
He's very suspicious.
Sorry, Jess.
No, you're good. Thank you all so much for being here and joining us tonight. We appreciate you. Just a reminder, we do have June. We are raising funds and awareness for the Trevor Project. So tell your friends, tell your family, tell strangers, tell your enemies, tell everybody. We have currently a giveaway for the PDF core Cyberpunk Red core rulebook on Blue Sky. All you have to do is follow the account, like, and share that post. We will have our Black Chrome giveaway on Wednesday and Danger Gal Dossier giveaway on Friday for Night City Sofa and a glance.
And that's week
shot.
1 of a long week or a long month of giving stuff away.
And every $10 donation gets you an entry into the closest giveaway and a possible win for the soon-to-be released Edge Runners Mission Kit. So there you go. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll see you next week on Indie Bandits.
Love you guys.